Well, hello, Michael. It's Christian here. I just want to thank you for such a very interesting and insightful post on this week's discussion as we look at the need for theory. I really enjoyed your video. You gave me some new perspectives, and in many ways, we had very similar views on what the need for theory was. So, what the question is, why we need theory? I took some notes based on your video about what I found interesting, and you shared that, obviously, and myself included, shared that theory may not be best for certain clients based on the problems and the issues that they are presenting. But a component that you added that I did not mention in my video was about that certain theories may not go well with certain clients because of their cultural needs. They might be culturally diverse clients, and certain theories may not work for them based on the values and beliefs that they hold. And you could probably lump in there the spiritual needs of certain clients as well. And with that point, I was looking into a theory like structural family therapy. You know, the theories and the therapies of that kind of focuses on the family first to deal with the symptoms of the individual client. And for certain cultures, bringing family into therapy or talking about family and the structure of family may not align with their core beliefs and their values. So that was a very interesting and good point that you made about the cultural aspect. And then I threw in there the spiritual aspect as well. So very interesting. And then you also talked about to meet our clients' needs, we have to understand their experiences, what have led them to this point, what triggers their certain behaviors, and also just be aware that it might take multiple methods, multiple theories to meet the client's needs, and that to be an effective counselor and an ethical one, we have to function in a way that understands multiple ways of approaching different situations and acting accordingly. And I also liked how you put that in many ways, theory offers guidance, not only on how to treat issues or diagnose or assess clients, but also how to act accordingly with the code of ethics and certain professional standards. And tying in that, I thought it was interesting because when we have these structures, when we have these theories, it kind of even more validates the counseling profession as a whole. So I thought that was very interesting. And lastly here, just to tie in with some thoughts that you had and what I'm adding on here from our text from Corey, is that, and I thought this was interesting based on what you had shared, was that we have to examine as counselors if our assumptions or our beliefs about how humans function and behave and how therapy functions, if that aligns with the client or not. They may have a different viewpoint of what the outcomes of therapy should be. So if you have a client that sees therapy as something that should be more action-oriented, giving advice on how to change certain behaviors, then they might need a more cognitive behavioral or more of a behavioral approach to their therapy, where someone that doesn't see it that way just needs someone to be a reflection, almost a mirror to them, so that they can express how they're feeling to get things out and find their own solutions, might need more person-centered therapy. So I thought that was interesting that Corey mentioned that in his text. And then lastly, our function as the counselor will change as we work with different clients based on the theories that we utilize. And that kind of harkens back to what I said before. The counselors might take a more active educator approach, depending on the theory they're utilizing, especially with like behavioral therapy. And then in some cases, like person-centered, the counselor just acts as a mirror, or just providing warmth, support, and unconditional positive regard to the client, and like just helping them navigate through their thoughts to reach their own conclusions about their situations. So these are just some thoughts I had about your video. I just want to thank you again for providing your insights, and I look forward to hearing more from you in the future. Have a blessed day.